Today we're gonna clean up these seat rails. We got the driver's side that has the adjusting sliding mechanism, and then we have the passenger side that's just fixed. And we've already painted up some of these. These go on the top of the seat and come down through these like that and bolt. And then the on the bottom side of the passengers, these are welded on, so you can bolt these to the car seat and then set them down into the frame and attach them from the underside then. So the mechanisms aren't sliding very well. I mean, it's so we're gonna get these cleaned up, get the mechanisms working really well. So look down, I don't know if you can see down in there, there's a lot of goo down in there. And then I noticed that the roller going down through there, you can just barely see there's a ball down in there. But that ball down in there is super rusty, so we'll get it cleaned up. Hey, once we got these passenger side brackets cleaned up, I noticed from the factory that one was really welded crooked. So I'm just gonna grind that off and re-weld that so it's straight. Hopefully the holes in the car and the frame aren't aligned to that crooked bolt. If they are, then we'll just, you know, drill it out and make a match. But I use that WD-40 contact cleaner to get all the grit and dirt and oil and stuff like that. It really strips that stuff out of there fast. And then I like the silicone spray. You know, it says it's good for guide rails, things like that. So I'll use this to do the final lube on it. Got a bucket down there just to collect the extra. I think that's working pretty good now. Doesn't take much resistance, so I think that one's clean. I'll work on the next one. This one's a little bit tougher. Sprayed some fluid down in there. So I'm just gonna work it to the other end and spray some more in there. Getting there. Okay, finally got everything kind of cleaned out of there. You pull the lever and it moves pretty easy now. Got it lubed, clean, so I think we're ready for paint. I've got all the parts, the threads masked with some tape, and I got that knob masked, so now we can paint them. Okay, now we've got the black paint on there, and these will be ready to mount to the seats. I'm going to get the body over to the upholstery guy. Give you guys a quick update on some of these other parts. These are some access panels that are in the tunnel of the car. Should be the interior of the car is going to get body color, but nothing fancy. But these need the yellow, the satin yellow paint. This gives you this is the access panel to the shift linkages. This is the access panel to the governor on the transmission. These two bolts are the front brackets to the front fenders that go to the body. And then I've identified the rear brackets that go from the body to the frame. We've got a whole bag of parts here on door. I'm going to go to the body shop today later, and I'll give you more detail on door parts. These here are also door mechanisms inside. And then I found a few more parts that need some body color, a steering cover, and these are these square pieces in here for the trunk bracket and its body color. And in the meantime, I've just been putting some black paint on some other parts. This is a support that goes under the dash for the steering. This is a steering bracket that holds, it's up in the engine bay area. It clamps onto the painted steering column. Got the voltage regulator cleaned up. I'll be doing some checks on that later. This looks, I think this is the bracket to the emergency cable. It goes upside down the way I have it oriented there inside under the panel. And then there's a handle that you can turn and pull for the parking brake. And this mounts to that. And this part here is the other piece to the hand pull. The cable hooks down on this end, goes under the car to be able to pull on the cable, and then this mounts up in under the dash, and there's a nice chrome plated handle that goes on the end of that. So you rotate the handle, pull it, and lock the brake, and then you do the same thing, rotate it to unlock it. Got all the identification labels cleaned up. It tells you the model and sequence number and production. Same thing here. So these are all the matching tags that go with the car. And these are some seat belt identifier. They're not in such great shape. If I can get them on there, I will. Otherwise, I'm not going to worry too much about those. But these identifiers go up on the firewall. It's a very clear item when you open the hood. Everybody looks for these to see what serial number the car is. Blasted the bumper supports, getting ready to put some paint on those. These are some of the silver parts, like the hood hinges. I've seen them painted body and I've seen them metal. If you just leave them metal, they'll start to rust. So I put a nice metallic paint on there that's really close to the original metal color. Same for the hood latch, the fuel pipe that goes into the gas tank feed, and then also the other piece to the hood latch. So I think those will look nice with the silver paint.